Some say there's a difference between what drives you and what you drive. Sometimes you aren't even looking for it. You may not know it even exists. But when you see it on the side of the road, you can't help but pull over. It's perfect. You're sold. Life is good. But time goes on. People change. Cars change. Goodbyes are never easy, but the memories will always remain. The thirst is real. Now it's serious. Responsibility grows. There's no turning back. It's more than you imagined. It's incredible. It's perfect. Then it happens again. It's unavoidable. Knowing it's out there is all it takes. The feeling is bittersweet. I can't help it. I just can't resist. Perfection. Somehow the word seems to evolve. What else can you do but go with it? It just hugs the road. Now it's amazing, even though the dimensions have changed slightly, how much larger the vehicle feels, and yet it still gives you that compact sports sedan control. The steering is variable assist, and you really can feel it, especially now in the sport mode, tighten up quite nicely. Now, one of the biggest changes this year is the upgraded automatic transmission system to the 8-speed, and it really is one of the most smooth operating transmissions I've felt. And of course, you can still get the 6-speed manual transmission for those diehards. And I know you're going to be saying, why are you driving an automatic? Well, why not? But it does feel a little heavier. It's like the dampeners are just softened just a touch without giving you a loss of control. So it's a little bit more civilized, shall we say. The exterior of the 3 Series looks very, very distinctive this year in many specific ways, such as, well, the headlamp system, which now extends and actually touches the kidney grills. The hood line is also overhanging the front end just a little bit, give it a more meaty appearance. And the front air intakes are distinctive for each of the trim levels. And they've added a second lower character line, which actually melds into the rear taillight section and highlights a more aggressive rear end to the vehicle, as does the dual black exhausts on this Sport Edition. Now, the 3 has had a huge impact on BMW's bottom line, with over 12 million of them sold since they were first introduced in the US in 1977. And the previous generation, the E90, was around for 5 years and was an amazing automobile. But there's a lot of competition in this segment, and BMW knew it was time to step it up. Now, BMW gives you 3 particular trims to choose from, such as the modern the luxury, and of course the sport that we're in right now. Now, the sport model does have the comfort and confines of a sports seat arrangement, and of course a sports steering wheel feel to it. It's very thick, always feels good. And then of course the dash, you have a nice aluminum treatment across the front, and depending on the color of the car, you're going to have a particular stripe right down the center. It's very reminiscent of the 5 Series with the technology, and as a matter of fact, with the floating screen, you actually get more of a 6 feel to it. One of the biggest changes this year is in the 328i, where they went from the 6-cylinder to the 4-cylinder engine. It doesn't have twin turbos. It has twin turbo power, an engineering feat where they utilize a turbo single with direct injection plus the variable valve timing electronic control. And the combination of those enables the engine to generate more power with better fuel efficiency and lower CO2 emissions, combined with the fact that you can use 89 octane instead of the 91 premium. And that's pretty sweet. Another nice piece of technology is their start-stop system, where it'll, at a complete stop, keep your car turned off until you either turn the wheel or step on the gas. And that's going to save you a little more fuel efficiency as time goes on. And then, all that fuel efficiency you saved, you just eat it up. They have stretched the wheelbase by about 3.7 inches, but that's enabled them to get another inch worth of legroom in the back and a larger trunk carrying capacity as well. You just wave your foot underneath the middle of it and it's a hands-free opener. But they've also changed the cup holders and made them much more substantial, which is a very nice touch, BMW. Thank you. Now, you do have your heads-up display, which is great, and your ability to access radio stations from around the world with the BMW apps, and access your Facebook and Twitter account, and 360-degree cameras. You've got 2 different ambient lighting settings, the amber color, the red, which has actually been tested to be the least fatiguing color for your gauges, and there's also a white ambient lighting setting. 0 to 60 for the 4-cylinder is 5.7 seconds, and the 6-cylinder is 5.4. So there you have it. Oh, and you can get a moonroof too. Anything else you want to know? Well, here in the back seat, you can definitely feel that there's another inch worth of leg room throughout, and reasonable headroom. The back seat area has ventilation for the rear passengers, as well as heated rear leather seats, which is quite nice in the winter. And as far as a little extra privacy is concerned, you have sunshades that you can manually control for the back glass as well throughout. And there's also an automatic one for the rear of the car. Well, there it is. There you go, that the driver controls. And it's quite nice. Now, we do have a, as I mentioned, 40-20-40 split folding rear seat here, and with a pass-through that you can reach through right there. And cup holders, ta-da! Cup holders right here that hold cups, or I had a bottle back here. I don't know where it went, really. Let's go. Now, back here you can put on your seatbelt with a grip. Now there's a nice tech toy available called the Sports Display, and it gives you a readout of your power, range, and the torque that you're getting as you drive. I am making 160 horsepower. That is awesome. Tremendous amount of soundproofing in here, but you can still hear the exhaust. The true fun is the performance, the handling, and the power, and the sound, and the feel. Who needs to Twitter and tweet and Facebook when you're behind the wheel of a BMW 3? What drives me, you ask? Isn't it obvious? What drives you?